Today we are going to talk about visitor design pattern. The visitor design pattern is a way of separating an algorithm from an object structure on which it operates. A practical result of this separation is the ability to add new operations to existing object structures without modifying the structures. This pattern allows adding new virtual functions to a family of classes without modifying the classes. Instead, a visitor class is created that implements all of the appropriate virtual functions. The visitor takes the instance reference as input and implements a goal through double dispatch. Let's take an example of a car that will have various parts such as engine, body, etc. Each of the part will implement car part interface, and also the car will implement the car part, as well as it will have all the car parts within the car class. Similarly, we will have a car part visitor. That would be an interface which will have visitor methods for individual classes that we have created, such as car, engine, and body. And again, we will have car part display visitor that will implement car part visitor, and it will print all the details of the individual parts. And visitor test will help us in executing the scenario and test it out. Let's build this example and see how it works. Let's open our Visual Studio Code and first create carpart.java. This is an interface. Then let's create public void accept, and we will say carpart visitor class carpart visitor as a parameter. We haven't created this class. We will create after creating all the parts first. Carpart, let's go ahead and create our next class called engine.java that will implements carpart at override public void accept carpart visitor carpart visitor. Within this, we will say carpart visitor dot visit. Let's create the other class called body.java that will implement carpart and override method public void accept carpart visitor. Then this we will say carpart visitor dot visit. Let's create final part that would be car.java that will implement car part. Here, first let's create all the car parts. So it would be car parts, and it's a list parts, and let's create public car that is an interface, and within the constructor we would say parts equals new car part array. We will create engine, new engine object, and again new body. So we have created parts as car part array that will have engine and body. Let's override our function public void accept. Within this, we will have car part visitor. Within this method, we would create int I equals 0, I less than parts dot length, and I plus plus. This is a loop. Within the loop, we will iterate through each part, and we would call our accept method, and we will also call our car part visitor dot visit for the car. If you see here, visit and pass this object, so that we are passing the car class to this. And let's go ahead and create our car part visitor. Car part visitor dot java. This will have public void visit. First, let's create a car and public void visit our engine. And again, we will have one more public void visit body, and this is an interface. We created car part visitor, and let's go ahead. This is visit. This visit. Okay. Now let's create one more class called car part display visitor dot java. So this will implement car part visitor. Implements car part visitor at override. First one would be public void visit, and the parameters would be car, and we will print a statement system.out. Print line, and we will say printing car. Similarly, we will create the other two methods, or we will override the other two methods. Void visit, this will be engine visit, and again system.out. Print line, printing engine, and the last method would be at override public void visit body. Here we would say system.out. Print line, and we'll print a message as printing body. Now we have created a car part display visitor. Car part visitor, okay, we have to pass this here. Similarly, in engine, we would be passing this, because you see visit method needs an object, so we're passing the same object that we have created. Let's create our final file called visitor test.java. This will have our main method, and let's create our car equals new car. Now let us call the method accept and pass a new car part visitor display visitor, because we would like to display everything. Here we are creating a car and passing the object car part display visitor that we created. So this will have all the implementation. So let's go ahead and compile all our files here. javac *.java. This will compile all the files within this folder. And now if you run this visitor test, it will print the engine, printing the body, and printing the car. So this is a simple example of a visitor design pattern implementation. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.